Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. So if you hear me talk with a lisp in this video, it's because the right side of my face is still numb. I went to the dentist. I had time. My appointment was like maybe a few months out, but I just had enough time today. And I called them. They're like, come through, we got you. So very thankful. But this is what we got today, man. Rachel Dolezal. This is the topic, which is a good topic because I don't think she's a bad person. I don't really necessarily think she's a bad person. I don't, imitation is a form of flattery. And just starting off with that, we'll start there. We'll start with that piece. Like, I think that, yes, of course she's wrong. Anything that has fraud in it is wrong, and that's what she's committed in the past, right? She ended up being head of her local NAACP chapter, right? But she had to resign back in 2015, and I know you guys remember that. But she had to resign because, like, she wasn't black. I think it was either it was I don't know if that's like a clause that you have to be black, right? Think about it. I don't know if that's a clause or anything, but she lied. She committed fraud. She said she was black. So I'm pretty sure there's some like white people definitely involved in the NAACP. I'm pretty sure they are. But I think she lied about something. She lied about her race. And then, like, both of her parents are white, and they're like sitting on a couch getting interviewed, and they're like, yeah, she's tripping. She's not black, And I think she maybe even had like a teaching job, like at a college, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That was it, like, for real. And I'm looking at the lady. She doesn't look like she's not ugly, But this is how she feels. She feels like she's identified. You have a lot of people come on and say, you know what? I feel this way. I identify as this. I've always felt this way. So I understand that because back when that first started happening, that was one of the first things everybody was saying. That was one of the first things everybody was going to say. They were saying this. What if a white person says, you know what? I'm black. That was literally I promise. That was one of the first things. And then this story comes out. Rachel Dolezal. She identifies as a black woman. Insanity, right? Insanity. And then when I heard that, I was like, you know what? That sounds about right. You feel me? Because you had white chicks, you had the Dave Chappelle, where like the skits. It was really funny. I think he was a blind guy, and he was a racist. He did not like black people, but he was black. But he was blind, so he didn't know he was black. But somebody came out to interview him, and then they told him he was black. And oh my goodness, it was just one of those skits. But you've had things like that, so I've always felt like, you know what, that's something that people are not talking about. That's something that the light is not being shed on, so that's gonna come out or whatever. But anywho, she commits fraud, right, or whatever. But they don't let her. I don't think they don't fire her. They end up letting her resign. So she moved on, and she got like she was still able to teach, just in like a different state or whatever. And I believe even if you're fired, you probably can still get another teaching job somewhere if someone's willing to take you. It'll probably be harder for you too, but you can still get a teaching job. It doesn't matter if they fire you or you resign. Basically, I think, like, I'm pretty positive about that. You can still find work elsewhere because you went to school for this, and now unless you've committed fraud on that part, then yeah, that's done away with. But you're still able to work in that field because you've been educated and you have the experience and you can work in that field, right? Unless like it was just you've done something to be exiled, right? Be put in exile for. But anywho, she decides to make an OF account. And I've spoken about this in the past, and I'm going to highlight this again because I've said this in the past. You have people who are straight up trendsetters, and then you have some people who follow trends. It's what it is, dude. I promise you. It's what it is. Now, she was probably a trendsetter to come out and be like, you know what? I identify as a black woman. That's the first woman. And who knows if that's going to be a trend? Because, you have women that do that. They have the same mannerisms. They kind of, speak the same lingo. Okay. And that's what they do. They may even get braids. They may even do whatever, right? And you could kind of tell that this is the certain look that this person is going for. You can see the look that they're going for, right? So I would say she was the first person to be like, you know what? I identify as a black woman, even though there's other women out here who's probably, pretty close to falling in that category, if not, but just not saying like, hey, this is what I'm doing. They're kind of, doing that under a veil and a cloak. But she's the first person I could say. She trendsetted that. She's the first person to say, you know what, I identify as a black woman. Straight up, on paper. And then, her parents coming out and saying, nah, this is my daughter. She's not black. You feel me? And it's yes, it's tragic, it's sad or whatever. You can say that. You can say whatever you want, right? Like I said. Now, when it gets all into like, you get into the, NAACP and all that, where you can like affect and enact changes, like big time through your position or your whatever seat you're in, that's when it starts to get dangerous. And you have people like who, they're sick, they're mentally ill. It's, that's what it is. You feel me? And you have people with these mindsets, and that's what and then they be able to inflict their will on you and your community and create laws and legislation that like disproportionately or like just majorly affects you. You feel me? And like redlining and so many other things, stop and frisk in New York, and come on, man. Come on. Right? And like I'm not even gonna, she looks mixed. I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like she looks mixed. She looks just like this. She looks just like a person I knew. And that young lady is mixed. And she looks like, they look almost identical. Down to the nose and everything. You hear me? So yeah, she does. Like she got the look. She got the look down. You feel me? She looks black. She looks mixed or whatever. And you know what? And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna just leave it here. You feel me? So they allow her to go and get another job or whatever in Arizona, right? She gets that job, and then this is what happens. She's, she's just following the trend or whatever. And God bless her soul, God bless her heart. She says, you know what, I'm gonna make an OF account. And then like you lucked up or whatever, you really made it to get that job. But that go to show you, and you know what? She probably gets a lot of subscribers, and I hope she do. You know what I'm saying? I hope she goes endeavors into that field. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it in any type of negative way, but I'm just saying like, I don't know if she finessed a bag out of anything, but it seems like she's struggling. And I'm not hating on nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it has to be some type of order. You know what I'm saying? It got to be some type of order. It got to, among all this type of, chaos and and people, you know, dressing up and playing all these games. It has to be some type of order. You hear me? That's all that I'm saying. You feel me? And I think that is so true, because this is a person who's really, you know, if you really look at it, don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of the stories that came out of that specific situation, and if she chooses to do that, this lady has bigger fish to fry. Straight up. Straight up. That's just what it is. I thought it was, you know, and I'll say this too, you know how you have, you know, I won't even say that. I'm going to just end it like this. I think that was crazy. You have people who, yeah, I'll say it, you know, when you're young, you may dress up as your favorite character, or you may dress up as a, you know, a dog or a cat. Then when you get older, you may do it on Halloween. Man, some people, every day is Halloween. Every day is Christmas. Every day is something. You feel me? And they gonna play dress up. That's how they want to do that. They feel like that. No hate, but I'm just saying, look how strong somebody Reach is. She was able to get that seat. You feel me? Uncontended, undisputed. She was able to, I'm talking about, what I'm looking for. She rose up and got the seat. You feel me? Head of her chapter. You hear me? How does that happen? And I'm not even trying to speak heavy on nothing like that. But I'm just saying, you see how something play can turn so serious? You see what I'm saying? And then you look at stories like this and you be like, okay, you pick that apart in a second, but that's just how much eyes have to be out on stuff. And I'm not saying it in any type of mean way, but I'm just like, that's real. Something so silly can mess your whole thing up. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So you have to be smart, and you have to look at things in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And then look at that. Look at that mindset. Did you see what I'm saying? She goes from trying to be a head of her chapter for a black organization, but she's white, and then she committed fraud, lying about her race. And I think she was even like, if I'm not mistaken, I believe she was trying to teach a course in college or something like that. I promise you, I heard something like that. She goes from all of that to now she's trying to make an OF account, or she's making an OF account, and she got fired from her Arizona teaching job. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And it's like, I wonder if she's married. I wonder if she got a husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's her deal? I know, like, I'm just saying, what's her deal? You feel me? She needs to be on one of these, you know, Atlanta Housewives or what. She needs to be on some type of show. I don't know about Zeus, but she needs to be on some type of show. I want to hear what this lady got to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? You feel me? Oh my goodness. But that's what I got for you guys, man. Peace. I'm out of here.